So Bobby is still sleeping, and I decided to get up and have some coffee. Pretty tired, and of course he's pretty tired from, let's see, we hiked 26 miles yesterday. So I figured I'd, like let him sleep in. There's like over 100 gallons here. Thank you, Trail Angels. And then we have a 16-mile carry to the next water cache.
30.
Yeah, everybody's waiting.
Ayo!
Awesome.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's all we're doing?
That's it. That's the video.
What's up?
Okay.
Gotta keep going.
Okay, real quick, go around and say your favorite animal. Go.
I think my favorite animal is an elephant.
Sweet.
Mine too.
Really?
Susie's too.
What?
Oh my god.
What is yours? A butterfly?
I don't know favorite animal.
Trying to get everybody in it. It's not working. There they are.
I'm not telling you my real name. That's kind of how he sounds too.
I don't know what kind of shit we're gonna get into,
Right.
man. But
He's either.
Does your fanny pack clip onto your belt? No, it's a full wrap around.
And this is my magic keyboard. I've been... Bobby helped me decide to get this after my first lightweight collapsible keyboard broke. And I have been now carting this around. I'm not sure how much it weighs. Didn't even think about it. But it has really helped me do a lot of writing. Bobby and I are hiking the Pacific Crest Trail. Ooh-ah. We are actually been on trail for a month and 9 days now. Sorry, I keep putting my hand there. We left on March 9th and started the Pacific Crest Trail. We got 150 miles all the way to Idlewild before we started hitting a whole bunch of storms. They were kind of coming in every weekend, and the San Jacinto mountain range was not passable. A lot of people were skipping it, and only the few that were doing it were like mountaineers with like crampons and actually mountaineering like experience and gear. So we had this crazy idea that we would just hop over to the Arizona Trail really quick. Seemed like a brilliant idea, which I think it was still a great idea. But we decided to do 300 miles of the Arizona Trail. 2 years ago, Bobby and I hiked the Arizona Trail all the way up to, we headed southbound, and we got to Tucson. And it was kind of always in the back of our minds that we never finished it. And we had kind of always said like, hey, we're going to go back and hike it and stuff. So when we were stuck in Idlewild I think we were there for about 4 days, just like it was snowing, and all these hikers were like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And like people were going home and people were like jumping ahead. And Bobby was like, why don't we go to the Arizona Trail? And it seemed like a great idea. He has some family in Phoenix, so we decided to start at the border of Mexico and hike to Phoenix, which would be about 300 miles. and we did it we gave ourselves 22 days. So it was a super leisurely pace. I think we were hiking an average of 14 miles a day, and it was gorgeous. It was awesome. I am so happy that we finished it, and we can say that we finished I guess that we section hiked the whole Arizona Trail, and it was a lot of fun. So then on April 22nd, we came back to the PCT. We got into Idlewild. It was kind of a whirlwind. Bobby and I actually got food poisoning right before we came over back to the PCT. So we spent about another 2 days in Idlewild getting situated to being in the mountains again, and also getting over food poisoning. And that was April 22nd. And then we began our trek along the PCT towards Canada. Yesterday we just hit the 600-mile marker, which is strange because we have 300 miles on top of that. So sometimes Bobby and I will be like, oh, 6, 7, 8, oh, we're at 900 miles or whatever, which is very cool, and it is true, but I like to not think of it like that because it makes me feel like we should be further along on the PCT than we actually are. So from here on out, I will say that we are just 600 miles on the PCT, and we've been on trail, let's see, 2 months and 8 days now, I think. And I don't know how many days that would be for the PCT. I should find that out so I can start counting that and putting that on there. It has been quite the ride. Bobby and I have been hiking pretty solo this whole time, meeting a few people, but kind of generally keeping to ourselves just because, I don't know, we've just been kind of enjoying hiking and stuff. And yesterday we met 2 amazing new friends, Roadrunner and Bougie, and it was so crazy because there's this thing, trail magic, and that's where you're on trail and you're just hoping for like sorry for the wiggling of the screen. You're just hoping for just some treats, or people stop and give you some food, or just give you I don't know, it's just some magic that happens. And we've had so much of it already, and it's just the kindness of people's hearts that just, they see you through hiking and they see that you're backpacking, and they maybe stop and give you some candy, or invite you to stay in their home. It's just been amazing, and it really is like, oh my gosh, people are just so kind. And but you kind of joke about it, and anytime we get to a parking lot, or anytime we see a parked car, I'm like, trail magic, trail magic, which is such kind of like a selfish thing to do, because it's like so amazing when you get it, and the fact that we're looking for it is just kind of ridiculous. But it's kind of just a joke that we talk about. And yesterday we had to hike 26 miles because of the water. So there was a water at 11 miles. There was a water cache. And then the next water was a water cache that was at 16 miles. So Bobby and I decided that we wanted to hike all the way to the second water cache so that we didn't have to carry as much water, because otherwise you'd have to carry all the water you want to camp with, and it's just a lot of weight. And so we decided that we wanted to go all the way to the second cache, and we got up at 4:30 in the morning, and it still took us 2 hours to get out of the campsite and everything. And we had briefly met this girl, this woman, and her name was Roadrunner. We had briefly met her the day before, and we chatted a little bit in the morning, like, how far are you going and stuff like that. And then in the afternoon, Bobby and I hit the 11-mile marker for the water cache, and we were just hanging out in the shade. It was just so brutally hot. There was hardly any shade, and we were tired, and I think we were kind of like at each other a little bit, just tired and hot and hungry probably, and stuff. And so it was just like this idea that we had to go 16 more miles, and we were already so tired and just like not pumped, And Roadrunner comes up, and then her hiking friend Bougie, who's this awesome guy, and we just hung out for like an hour. There was like this little patch of shade, so we were all sitting like really close to each other. We were just eating, and then we started laughing and making jokes, and it just like it was just awesome. And then they weren't gonna go all the way to the 16 miles, and Bobby and I were like, you should come with us, you should hike the 16 miles, you know, the more the merrier. And it was crazy because we hung out at that little roadway, at that water cache, for just long enough for this truck to drive by. And it was this couple, and they have a cabin somewhere up in the mountains, and they drove up and they were like, do you guys want our leftovers? Which, in what world do you just accept people's like leftovers? But it was like amazing. They had some like grilled chicken, and they had some pork chops, and they gave it to us, and we were all like ecstatic, and we were like, oh my gosh, trail magic. But it was also the unexpected part of trail magic, and that was just the community that we got from Bougie and Roadrunner. And they hiked with us for the next 16 miles, and it just like, they said we got them there, and we said that they got us here. It was just like we were laughing and we were hiking, and it just made the whole 16 miles just way more fun. And Bobby and I were just feeling so like low. We were just exhausted. I mean, we've been out on trail for, like I said, over 2 months. We've been away from home, and we have, you know, 300 miles on top of our 600 miles that we just hit. So we've just been feeling exhausted, kind of worn out, and just meeting another couple of people and just having a great hike. And you know, Roadrunner is just awesome. Her energy is just amazing. She keeps talking about how happy she is to be out here, and she was like, are you guys excited for the Sierra Nevadas? And it just re-excited both of us, and it just re-pumped me up. And so that's what I'm just kind of, I know I'm rambling now, but that's just kind of what I'm talking about, like the trail magic. It was just unexpected. And of course we got the food, we got the chicken, but it was more than that. It was just, I didn't realize that I needed some friends. I know, right? Crazy. And that's what the trail provided yesterday, was a couple of friends. And it's also, we're about to go through the Sierra Nevadas. I think we hit it, and I think we're only about 50 miles away. And Bobby and I had been wanting to link up with some people to go through the Sierra Nevadas, because, you know, strength in numbers and stuff like that. And so it's just so perfect that we met them, and we all clicked, and we all decided that we wanted to hike through the Sierra Nevadas together. And it was just perfect, and I'm so happy to be here. Oh, the other thing that Bougie said really quick was, he was like, we keep have to reminding each other that we're out on the PCT. And you know, I made a joke, and I was like, yeah, it's been 10 years in coming, because Bobby and I talked about hiking the PCT when we first got together 10 years ago. And for Bougie, he said it was 7 years. So it's just like this moment of just like, oh my gosh, we're here, we're all here, we made it, like we're on the PCT. And it was a reminder, because it's freaking hard out here, man. Like it's hard being out here. There's just challenges that you know are gonna happen, and then other challenges that you don't think are gonna happen. Like our zipper just broke on our tent, and so like now they're not zipping closed all the way. And it's just like little things like that. But it's hard, man. But like, we're out here, and we made it, and we're like, it's just, anyways. So thanks for watching.